Restaurants on a shared postcard. Welcome to the Local Hustle. I'm Jose Morales, and this is where I document the real behind-the-scenes journey of building a local marketing and print business. Every episode, I'll be sharing what I worked on today, what's working, what's not, and the lessons I'm learning along the way, from selling postcard advertising to print projects like banners, yard signs, door hangers, and more. This is the real journey of building something from the ground up. So let's get into today's episode. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and join that community. The link is down below. And right now what I'm doing is I'm gonna go do some door-to-door, and I'm gonna visit some restaurants, see if I can get at least one restaurant, maybe a couple, to get on the postcard that is gonna be going out in June. And I'm pulling up to this, I don't know. Okay, so it looks like they have gyros and subs and burgers, and it's been open for quite some time, but they have a now open sign up. And to me, what that means is that they need some business, and that's why they have that now open sign. But I'm pulling in right now. I'm gonna go in here and see if by chance there's an owner or somebody that can make a decision. But either way, I'm gonna go ahead and leave my information with them and see if we can get a call back if there's nobody here. So let me go in here and take care of that. And they were like, okay, well, yeah, most definitely we'll give it to them. And to be honest with you though, I am not in the mood to be out and about today, but I was just like, let me go out and do it. So there is a Mexican restaurant behind me. There's a lot of traffic, so if I go that way, I'm gonna be forced to keep going that way, which is the opposite way I was coming. But when I started coming out here, I was intentionally coming to this restaurant since I knew they had this open sign. The last time I was out here, I saw it and I was just like, oh, but it was like late at night. They were closed. But anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and circle back, and I guess and go to this Mexican restaurant. All right, it looks like they just got their parking lot done. It looks pretty clean out here, so I'm gonna go in there and see I only see one vehicle. I don't know if it's the owner, if it's and I'm just a regular employee, or if it's a manager. But I'm gonna go in here and see what kind of conversation I can have. Oh, and just because I don't feel like doing this today doesn't mean I'm going in there with that type of energy. I missed the owner, but the second guy in charge, I don't know if he's the manager or assistant manager, I don't know what kind of label they have, but he's just like, yeah, I think he might do it. So I was explaining everything to him, and he was taking notes and everything, but none of that matters until they sign on the dotted line, right? Actually, not this building, but that building right there is a family auto repair. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just cruise on over there and see if there's an owner or something. Let's see, family auto. So let me pull up in there. That was a pretty good conversation, and I spoke to the new owner, and he's just like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and reach out to you when I got another good month, or when he gets a good month. And I was just like, all right. So I just explained to him, the whole process and everything, and super cool guy. And he was excited to talk to me about it, but right now, he's not going to be able to move forward with it, which is fine. But now I have a contact that I can talk to. So let's see here. What is this? Playtime. I don't know if they're. Let me go into this. What is this? Flexible childcare. Well, since I'm on this side of the road and I'm trying to go that way, but I'm forced to go that way. But I'm going to go ahead and pull in here and see what we can make happen, if anything. I don't know if I'll be able to talk to an owner, obviously, because this looks like this is a pretty good whatever. But they got a banner, and it looks like crap. Kind of beat down. Who knows? So, hey, I might walk out of here with the sale for a banner. Let me go in here. There was nobody that I could talk to. I did mention that banner, and I didn't realize that I had my microphone still on. If I would have realized I had that, I guess I could have been recording. And I tried to record everything on my watch, but for whatever reason, the times that I've been out doing door to door is, for whatever reason, it just hasn't been recording, and I just haven't had time to mess with it to try to figure out what the issue is. Otherwise, I'd be playing some of the door knocking that I've been doing. And man, so I got to go right, even though I want to go left, because everything's that way. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can turn around in the street. But yeah, so the owner at the auto repair shop, he was looking at my business card, and I got a slogan on the back, and he's like, I was like, man, I really like that. So and I was just like, yep. I was just like, it's true, but I'm not gonna talk about what it is that I have on there. And look at this neighborhood. I'm just looking at the roofs here. Completely off topic. So it looks like some of these places need some new roofs. So but anyhow, I'm trying to turn around so I can go that way, like I was saying, because there's more restaurants that way. And although that was my goal today, was to go talk to restaurants, because it's already getting late. I was working on some other stuff earlier, responding to people and just trying to generate some more conversations online, and then working on a couple of projects. So I have a roofing company, and they don't want lettering on their, or a wrap on their truck. He just wants magnets on his truck. So I had to sit there and try to do like a custom sizes. So one that would have his phone number, one that would have his license number, and then one that would have basically like his logo and then the website underneath. So I was working on that, so I could send him a bid for that one, or not a bid, quote, however you want to call it. But anyhow, so all right, so I'm turned back around, and okay, so is this looks like that's a Mexican restaurant, even though I talked to that Mexican restaurant, and I told them, I was just like, well, I'm out talking to Mexican restaurants. That's what I told them. So I'm going to pull up in here. Oh, and there's more restaurants that way. Cool. They're open, because some places, sometimes they're closed on Mondays. But let me go in here real quick. The owner wasn't there. I went ahead and talked to the employee that was there. He's just like, all right, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and send this over to him. I told him, I was just like, I'm looking for one Mexican restaurant. As soon as I find one, then I'm not going to let another Mexican restaurant on there. So he's just like, okay, yeah, I'll let him know. But right across the street is a sushi house. I don't know if they will jump on it or not. And then this Blue Plate Cafe, that's where I'm going to go. And I can't remember what's around that corner there, but I want to say I think there's a pizza shop over there. But I'm going to see if I can somehow make it across the street without having to turn right, go all the way down, turn left, and turn back around somehow. So let me go ahead and do that. Talked to a few people, but no decision makers are available. Well, there was the one decision maker. As you can see, they're putting up the sign because they're opening up an indoor golf place. However, he's super busy, but he did take my information. He's looking to open up in the next couple of months. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. His neighbor is fast sign, so I don't think I'm going to be able to sell him on any type of print services. But you never know. Right? So I gave him all the information, so he has that. And then there's this dance studio here. They were like nice, but at the same time, like hurry up and get out of here, because they're in the middle of their lessons and all that. But what are you gonna do? Oh man. So I kind of want to go that way, but I have to turn right. Since I'm turning right, and I'm gonna turn left. I don't know what restaurants are that way, but I know there's a pizza place over here that I want to hit up before we start getting into like the franchises and stuff. Plus it's already going to be 5 o'clock, so really don't like to go into restaurants to try to sell anything at around 5 o'clock, because now at that point, they're going to start to get busy and whatnot. I walked into a learning center and I was talking to the lady, and she was very open to it, and she's just like, hey, let me get you the name and the email address of the person that you need to talk to. She's not here right now, but she is the one that makes these types of decisions. And so I asked her, I was like, so are you guys doing any type of advertising or anything like that? And she says, yes, we do a lot. And she's the one that handles all of that. So go ahead and send her an email. She's going to want to have, everything written out, price point and all of that, because I guess there's some type of executive board that is also part of the decision process. So what I'm going to do for that one is I'm going to send a little bit more detail than what I normally do. I never really send a map out of where it's going to go or anything like related to the routes. Usually I just say, hey, I'm sending X amount of postcards. This is how much it is, and it's going to this zip code. That's typically the only thing that I say. But for this one, I think I'll go ahead and go into a little bit more detail and say, hey, this is what it is. This is a price point. Even though I did walk this lady through everything, but she's just like, yeah, she's gonna want to have all of that in writing. I did leave a postcard with her so she has a real copy. And I said, hey, are you going to see her where she's going to be able to look at this? And she said, yeah, she's going to be here tomorrow. So I'm like, all right, cool. And I was asking her just in case, like if she's not in this particular office, because I have no idea how big this organization is. But if she's like remote, then, that way I can send her pictures of some. And I still might send her pictures of some of the previous cards that I've done just so that she can see the other ones, and then at the same time see the one that she's going to be holding in her hand. What else have we got there? I don't know what that place is. Is it because traffic is starting to pick up too, so it's going to start to slow me down. So I think what I'm going to do now, I'm probably going to come back out tomorrow, and I'm going to look. I'm going to see what else is on my way home. I can go home from this way, and if I come across something where I can enter the parking lot and go talk to somebody, then I will. Because like right now, I can't cross over there, but there's a collision place, which would probably be good to have on the card as well. And I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna have to wait. I'm not gonna stress it. I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow. But in the meantime, I'm just kind of taking mental notes. So that's a weed shop. Don't want to have no weed shop on there. And I have tried. And I have reached out to weed shops before. I've stopped in and talked to a few of them. I haven't been able to get any of them to sign up. But I was talking to somebody, and they're like, you know what I like about your card? I like that it is wholesome. I like that you don't have any of the weed stuff on there. And then here there's multiple locations of like adult store, right? So like they have lingerie and all this other stuff. And so they were like, I really like that you don't have like none of that stuff. And I like that you have some kind of Christian-based businesses on the card. And because I am in the oh man, sorry, trying to see, because there's the Mexican restaurant was there, but they closed it. But now another Mexican restaurant is going to be going into there. All right, so I got to make mental note because there's a bunch of places right here. I'm going to go ahead and swing into this little strip mall and see if any of these little places are open. Looks like that place is not. What is this? Adult novelties. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Not going in there. Kirby, so they're closed. That minerals, crystals, or whatever is closed. I thought there was a little bit more stuff in here that would be a good fit for the postcard. So there's nothing here. So I'm gonna keep going. Nothing here that would make sense.